America does not want China to dominate 5G mobile network. It's going about it the wrong way. In the 1990s, American telecoms industry was split between two rival factions. On one side were the Bullheads, named after former telecommonist Bell, and representing firms created by its breakup in the 1980s. They championed cycle switching, which linked customers via dedicated connections with highly specialized, highly reliable hardware arranged in a strict hierarchy. They believe in parametric technology, vertical multi-lanes, and differences to regulators. Set against them was the NetHeads. They has grown up with the internet, which based on packet switching. Information is digitalized, cutting small packages, each route along the best available connection to the destination, and then recombined. NetHead favored open source software collaboration between firms and decentralized decision making. This old debate is playing out again. This time is mobile technology, especially its fifth generation of 5G. Present-day Bearheads are behind American assault on Huawei, the world's biggest maker of telecoms gear and China's best shot at dominating global 5G market. New NetHeads can be found among proponents of fully virtualized mobile networks, built on cheap hardware and controlled by software in a manner similar to computing clouds. They include Roku's Japanese telecom group, which launched the first full-scale virtualized network on April 8th. If NetHeads has their way, it might prove as momentous as Amazon launched in 2006 of transparency cloud computing arm. Earlier iterations of mobile technology all had their winner. Mobile carriers and headsets producers like Nokia and Ericsson, smartphone makers, notably Apple, and online giant reaching customers on such devices, such as Amazon or Google. 5G will be no different. It's too early to say with conviction who will take the biggest slide of the $2 trillion annual connectivity boost to global GDP by 2030. The McKinsey Global Institute, the consultant thinking tank, predicts in healthcare, manufacturing, transport, and retail alone. But one thing is clear: America does not want it to be China. The battle over 5G slipped over from commerce into geopolitics. First blush, American panic over Huawei seems overblown. Many telecom experts dismiss 5G as hype as makers of devices and networking kits drumming up business. They are probably right. 5G will not profoundly alter customers' life. It promised faster connections, but often only in optimal conditions. Similar download speeds can be achieved by extending 4G. Outside China, South Korea, and a few other Asian countries, the uptake of 5G may be barely half as quick as of 4G, which reached 30% of mobile users within 5 years of launching 2009, reckons UBS, a bank. But 5G is more than just a fast way to stream Netflix on the go. It's enabled networks that can support the Internet of Things, a world of connected devices from toothbrushes to tool machines. Rather, as the crowd has turned computing into a utility like electricity, 5G networks will permit moving more number connection to places where it is needed. Extra processing often can allow base stations on networks regions to guard self-driving cars or robots on factory floors. Cristiano Amon, president of Qualcomm, a big company maker of chips for smartphones, said 5G will not just power telecom but much of economic activity, make wireless network into crucial infrastructure, self-serving perhaps giving them his firm stand to make billions from 5G processors, but not implemented. The technology can be convinced of at the wave in dense carpet of wireless connectivity whose wrap compromises things like next-generation Wi-Fi, novel short-range links, constrained of low-orbit systems, and yet 6G. It is Chinese dominance of this wireless transcript that spoke many Western security hawks. Huawei, suspected of links to the Chinese state, is allowed to build even parts of their network, could wreak havoc if ordered by its communist overlords. Worries Essen Column of the Center for Asia American Security think tank. The risk is less than Huawei over update. A flag registration would probably be spotted and could be prevented by encryption. Bigger fear that in a conflict between China and the West, the firm could shut down an enemy's network and maybe even turn one of devices such as driverless cars into weapons. Western security experts disagree on the practicability of such an attack or its wisdom given the retaliation it would invariably provoke. But the possibility has put Donald Trump administration in a bullhead reason. Has upset with Chinese hardware been mocked the lack of all-American vertical multiplayer of its own and declared 5G a race which China must be lost for America to win. This zero-sum approach has limited success even on its own terms. American technology companies quickly found legal loopholes which let them keep selling to Huawei. March 31st, the firm reported a 19% rise in annual revenue last year to $123 billion. It spent $19 billion with American supply in 2019, $8 billion more than the year before. Despite threats to cut off the flow of American intelligence to airlines that refuse to banish Huawei from their network, only 3 of them, Australia, Japan, and New Zealand, has complied. Even Britain, American close partner in security matters, in general permit its carriers to use Huawei kits in parts of the country. American tough talk has backfired, promote Huawei to redouble effort to avail itself of American technology. Although such claims are hard to verify, Tim Duck, a Huawei executive, said of the 600,000 base stations that the firm has shipped to mostly China carriers, 50,000 has no American parts. Engineers who recently took part in Huawei's top-end smartphone identified only a few American-designed chips. Still, government can promote the net alternative, argued Tom Wareham, a former chairman of American Federal Communication Commission, now at the Brookings Institute, a think tank. A bipartisan bill in the Senate will create a $750 million research fund to spur the development of open architecture network and help carrier purchase such as equipment. Some American lawmakers want to mandate the use of gear with open interfaces. The Trump administration faces a clear choice. It can either bareheadedly try to beat the Chinese at their own game, going after Huawei and embarrassing industry policy, or it can do something altogether more American, have ushered in innovation that let many companies thrive in a time when cheaper, better connectivity is precisely what a post-pandemic world needs.